Hey, welcome back to nicksrambleasmr. I'm so happy you're here. As always with all these videos, relax, 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 relax. Let go of anything that happened today. This is your safe place forever and for always. Let your guard down. Release everything. Relax your feet, relax your hands, your shoulders, your back. Take some deep breaths in. And relax with me. You can put this on in the background, or you can watch the video, whatever makes you feel most calm. I wanted to do a special ramble today, kind of a life update segment, but more just kind of a mindless ramble about the show that I've been working on for the last month and a half. I wanted to ramble about this because it kind of reminds me of that work video I did, which I don't know if you've ever seen. If not, check it out. It's on my channel. I think it's like the most popular one. It's the one where it's like me rambling about work, what I do for work. This is that, but for the TV show I worked on, because I know I will literally forget in a month what exactly I did, so I thought it'd be fun to capture it on camera to share with you as well, if you're curious what a panel BA does on a reality TV show like The Masked Singer, or like, think like any singing show, think like American Idol or The X Factor or America's Got Talent, you know, where there's judges. I'm talking about working on one of those shows and what I did every day for that, and what I got paid to do, and what it just felt like being on set. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I will totally answer all of them, but let's just get into it. So, the show I worked on isn't out yet. It's The Masked Singer, Season 11. 1. Season 10 is out right now, so I'm filming this in October of 2023. It's out right now, so you can watch it. They filmed both seasons back to back, but my role, I started working in September, and we just wrapped today. We did a wrap up today. And I got brought on to be a panel BA. So the panel is the judges. So let me just walk you through what I would do every day. I would get a call sheet, a call time. A call time is a time when like you're supposed to get on set. So where my set was downtown LA. So I would have to be there at like 11 every morning. And I would wake up here at 10:30. I live right near the coffee shop I work at. Part-time, I'm also a barista. And I would go get a coffee. I would go chat with my coworkers, pick up a coffee, an iced vanilla latte, chat with them. I'd get it for free because I work there. And then I'd go back in my car. I would always park illegally, so I'd always be a little bit stressed, you know, with my hazards on. You know how we do, hazards on, kind of on the side of the road. Like, you're kind of like, you know, parking, especially in LA, is hard to come by. So I get my coffee, and then I drive down the 10 into downtown. And I get there in like 20 minutes. And yeah, so to get there, I would show I have a pass, so I would have like a lanyard and a parking pass, so I'd go past security, tap it on a little, like, tapper, drive my car down 2 levels. I would park, get all my credentials, so it'd be like I have 2 necklaces, one that's for the parking, and for the elevators to go to certain floors. And then the second one is more the Masked Singer one that's like green. It has my name, my role on it. It's just to show everyone that's working on, and everyone around that I'm part of crew. I'd put those on, and then I would go up the elevator to the lobby, and I would walk out the back studios. Studios are, or stages, they're like those big, you think of like Warner Brothers or Sony, you know, there's like those big, they're like huge rooms basically. They're huge. So I had to go back there and there's like 6 stages, they're called stages. I would walk into another building, so there's building A and B, and I would go into the panel prep room. The panel prep room. The panel prep room is where we prep panel, but it's also, I think it's called that room because the panels, the judges, they go there every day to have a meeting to talk about basically their choices and basically like how the episode's gonna go. And I can get into that in a sec, and I will. So basically I go in there, we have all of our stuff, we have a big table, I have my walkie in there, we have like a curtain with all of our snacks for our panel. So our team, the panel BAs, we're just in charge of the judges. Like I'm literally, think of it as being like an assistant to a judge. We each got assigned a judge, so there's 5 of us. 4 of us got assigned to each judge, and then 1 of us was a runner. So like going off the lot to get Whole Foods and food and lunches, and that's very important. I'll talk to you why in a sec. My judge was Jenny McCarthy, who is the biggest sweetheart I've ever met. I felt like it was just the best experience ever. That's all I gotta say. She is so kind, so humble, and so lovely, and just amazing. And if you don't know her, I actually literally don't know why she's famous. She's amazing. If you know, let me know in the comments. Sorry about that ignorance, but she she's gorgeous and a lovely human. I don't know if she's an actress or a model, either or, but I get to the panel prep room. I put on my walkie-talkie and a surveillance. So surveillance is like the wire that you connect your walkie to. You put it on, and then you'll walk, and then I press my walkie button. I turn on my walkie, and then I say, walkie check. And anyone that's listening on my channel will go, good check. Meaning that they can hear my walkie. That's the first thing I always do with a walkie, because like a walkie-talkie thing, walkie-talkies. So walkie-talkies are how we talk on set. And you do that because you don't want to be meeting someone and then realizing that your walkie is broken, right? So that's always the first thing you do. The reason we use walkies in entertainment is because A, it doesn't cost a lot of money. A, the walkies cost, right, but you're not using cell phones. But B, it's also conspicuous. Yeah, like it's very subtle. The way we wear them is easy. I have headphones out here. It would actually be under my shirt. And so all you would see is this on my ear. And what you could do is you could literally whisper and your whole team could hear you. You do this because when you're backstage, when you're out in public, being quiet and undiscoverable is actually very important. So that is the first thing that I do. Sorry, I gotta slow down my breathing. I have hiccups. This is hard, y'all. Try talking very slowly. I gotta get better at it. I want to make better ASMR Ramble videos for you guys. So, okay. I put a walkie on. Then my team gathers. Some of them put the schedules, and we have to put schedules up in everyone's rooms. They basically are the schedule for the day, along with photos of all the contestants, and we put that in all of the rooms, all of the panel rooms, and anything that we go into. Then what I do is I go to Jenny's room. I go to Jenny's room before, and no one's landed yet. I'm the first one in there. I make sure it's cleaned. I make sure that her fridge is stocked with, soups and food and whatever she's requested. I make sure she has a bathrobe. I make sure they have showers in there. I make sure everything's set up. I make sure everything's set up before she lands. So when I get the schedule, I know exactly when she's coming in. And I even get emails from the drivers and stuff. My job for that day is to do what's called catching. So I am basically waiting making sure she gets in on time, showing her where to go, and basically facilitating her, making sure she's eating, making sure she's getting to places, following the schedule, so that she doesn't have to be really on it. She can just be focusing on her job, which is being entertaining, getting ready, all that stuff. I am the backbone of it. So, where my team is, we all do different things. The judges for this season were, so we have Jenny McCarthy, which is mine, and she's been there forever, which is amazing. We have Robin Thicke, we have Ken, and Jong, I think. And then we also have a new judge, Rita Ora, which will be on the spring. So I go to her room, make sure it's all set. Then I basically wait. It's not long. It's usually 10 or 5 minutes later. It's usually like really fast. So you get in, and then I'm like checking the room, and then hair and makeup comes in. Jenny is the first people to come. Like, Jenny's always the first out of all the celebs or panelists to come. So make sure it's all set, and then we get hair and makeup comes in. So I'll catch them. Couching means like I will find them when they get to stage. That's catching. Like, think of it like they come out of a bus and you just like catch them. So I catch hair and makeup and I bring them up to her room, make sure they're all set, and then I basically wait. So the thing is, like, we're all a team, right? But I am just solely focusing on Jenny, so I literally will wait. So I'll be like, okay, she's getting dropped off at 12. And I'm like, okay, I'll wait for that. What I do is I have her phone number, I text her, I go, hey, what are we feeling for lunch today? She will then send me what she's feeling, and I will order it. The first couple of days when you're working, it was hard because I was trying to figure out, I'd always be like, oh, what time do you want lunch at, Jenny, and all of this, because there's a meeting, like the schedule and stuff, and I learned eventually over time, as one does, when the best time is. So I knew she always wanted lunch 30 minutes before a meeting. They had a meeting every day. Remember this meeting that I was telling you about earlier? This meeting happened in our panel prep room. Get the prep room. So we would always bring the panel to this room, which is our room, and we would leave that room and go somewhere else to hang out. But they would talk about the episode. So, and I'll get there in a sec. I'll tell you like what they're actually talking about once we get Jenny there. So, Jenny gets her lunch. I order it on Postmates. I then catch Jenny and I walk her to her room. I ask her if she wants anything, and she's usually all set. She's so sweet. Like, she's done this millions of times. She's like, doesn't need anything ever really. And then I come back and make sure lunch is ordered. And this season was really cool because her son was actually working on the show. So they would come together, and I would spend his team. He was working audience. He was working audience. So he would always, his team wouldn't come until like an hour and a half after Jenny and him arrived. So I would hang out with them and show him the ropes. He'd never been on production or set, so I was just taking him around, and he was such a joy. Like, think of like someone that is just a ball of sunshine. So excited to be with you, excited to be doing whatever you're doing with you. That was him. It was such a pleasure, and I got to hang out with him. So she would land, I'd make sure she was okay. I make sure lunch is ordered, and then I would be facilitating him until he got dropped off, basically. So I loved hanging out with him, but it also was sort of part of my job as well, because I'm trying to not please Jenny, but trying to make sure she's in good standings and stuff. So obviously I want her baby, like her son. I was like, yeah, I'll totally make sure he's good and stuff, and it ended up being a really big blessing for me because I really enjoyed, and I look forward to those days a lot, to talk to him and stuff. So basically what's happening is I'm hanging out with them, and I'm also waiting for lunch. So and there's like an hour. So she comes to her room, then there's like an hour before a meeting. I try to get lunch to her half an hour before, so it's very like regimented. I'm like asking for lunch, getting be delivered by a certain time. And basically what happens is I will bring lunch to her, then I will stand outside. And the thing with the schedule and entertainment, if you've ever worked any live shows, you have a schedule, but throughout the day it will change. Things get delayed, things speed up. Actually, they never really speed up. Usually their schedule is, if you follow it, you can follow it, or secondly, it will be delayed. So the meeting, let's say it's at 3, I would be on standby outside, so I would drop off our son, basically, and then on near set and stuff. Super easy, and then I'll go back to our room and basically hang out, and, we'll wait to knock. It's called knocking. So I basically would be like, when I would hear my ear, I'd be like, okay, let's walk panel. I would say knocking, and I would knock on his door, literally, and I'd be like, hey, it's time for the meeting, I'm gonna walk you. So, something you should know, the panel prep room is on the opposite side. There's like a little, let's say, alleyway or street between the stages, and you have to walk across, you basically have to go outside to go into the panel prep room, so I'd walk her across the lot, basically. So I'd walk her, and it was during these times, it's like a 5-minute walk, it would just be me and her, and we would chat about stuff, and it was very sweet. I would then drop her into the room, and then I would break for lunch. And in the room, it was all the panelists, and then like the producers and stuff, and then I would have lunch, and then lunch would be like 30 minutes. You go to, it's called catering, and they have food for you, and you take a 30-minute unpaid break, and then I would come back and wait for Jenny to get out of the meeting. We would all wait for our people to get out of the meeting, and then we'd walk them back to their room. Now, this meeting was very secretive. They all had binders that was confidential that we weren't supposed to look at. I never really looked at it, but I know it's inside it. Actually, I don't know if I actually do, but in these meetings, all the judges would talk about, what was going to be going on, the artists and stuff, and everything, and I don't really know. I'm trying to figure out like confidentiality stuff, because this is all speculative. I actually really don't know, because I didn't like look at anything, but from hearsay, I know that what they talk about is they talk about the show, they talk about their future guesses, like who they might think would be a good candidate and stuff. I don't know if they know the hints. So the show, if you've never seen it, it's basically like masked singers, and the objective of the show is to figure out which famous celebrity is singing, basically, and they'll give you hints the longer they're there, and you're trying to guess who it is before they get unmasked, and the crowd votes on who like stays and goes. But yeah, I would walk her back, so that's what they do in there, and I would walk her back, and then I would basically, they would either have a dress rehearsal and I would take her to stage, or she'd be getting glammed up, and I would wait for socials, so like an hour before the show, so around like 5 p.m. let's say, she would, or 5:30, or so say the show's at 7:30, at 6:30 she would have socials, so I would have her come outside with the social media team, and they would take photos and videos. So fine. So we have that. She needs to be fully in glam. They call it glam. So makeup, hair, dress. That takes like an hour to do. 2 hours. Her team does it. They have a wardrobe person come in. And I walk her to socials, and I walk her back up. And she gets mic'd. So they put a microphone in her. And then I will, walk her down a stage. And as I'm walking her down a stage, I will be asking her 2 things. It's been 3 things, actually. The first is, where's your lip gloss? Do you need me to put anything on your table, like lip gloss or anything? Second is, do you want anything for dinner? So I only have this short time frame, and I'm basically walking her down from the room, and there's a stairwell that connects straight to stage, and I will lead her to backstage prepping area before they go upstage, and I'm asking her if she wants anything for dinner, because I need to order it, and then the other thing I do is I ask her what drink she wants. Jenny likes, it was like what was it? It's like one of those like powdered drink. It's like emergency, like hot drinks. So I'd always have to make her a drink and get. It's like setting a panel. I would always have a drink ready for her at stage. Some days she liked it hot, some days she liked it iced. I'd ask her, and I would immediately make it. I would boil water in the backstage, and then I would make the drink, and I would put it on stage. While all this is going, I walk her down and I make the drink. And we have like 10 minutes to make sure everything's prepped. We walk her backstage, and they all are like in this little corner of the lot stage, and they all have their like makeup mirrors and stuff. And all the panelists are together, and they basically are like right next to the stage. They're really like in stage, but they're right next to like the performing stage basically. And or the stage manager's there, and they're basically waiting until they need to go up to the panel or up to their seats. And when that's all happening, we're getting the stage ready, and then it's showtime, and we walk them up. If Jenny wants dinner, I order her dinner. Otherwise, I walk her up, and then I get a little bit of downtime. However, like the last show I did, I was always making her new drinks, and delivering them during every break. I sometimes do that, but I'm basically waiting until the breaks. So there are breaks in between acts when they're setting up different performances and stuff. Sometimes that they will come off stage and we will follow. So you might be like, Nick, why do you have to be so like following her and all of this stuff? Why can't they just do their own thing? It's if they need anything, it makes it a lot easier to just give it to them versus wasting time on them trying to find anything. B, it's a time it's kind of like A, but it's a time management thing. It's also so we know where they are. Our stage manager will be like, hey, we need Robin in 2 minutes. Does anyone have eyes on him? Eyes means like looking on him. If we all are on our person, we can immediately go, hey, Robin's in the bathroom, he'll be out in 2. Or, hey, Robin's in the bathroom, I will make him aware. It's just so that none of them get lost, and we're like, the worst is when someone asks where someone is, and people are like scrambling around because they don't know where they are. So yeah, we do that. They have a really long break. They have like a 30-minute break. Sometimes I'll bring Jenny back up to her dressing room and then back down. And then yeah, the show ends. I walk her back up. When she gets back up to her dressing room and demics and like getting back in her regular clothing, I call her driver, make sure that he's there and outside already. And then I walk her, carry her bags, and I walk her down in the car, and then we say goodbye. And then she leaves, and then I go back to the room, and I basically pick up all the trash, anything that's really big, I throw it away, leave the door open, or lock it, and then the cleaning crew comes in the next day. We just basically clean, and then we throw everything out, and we go back to our panel prep room, and we basically hang out, eat pizza. We always get a second meal, because these days are like 12-hour days, so it's like, if I start at 11, it's probably like 10:30 at night by the time we're done, and if we're lucky. And basically I eat some yummy pizza, we get a drink, and we all kind of talk about our day, and we all catch up. And I am actually very much going to miss all this today. That's a normal day, and then you'll leave, I'll go offline, and you'll come the next day. It was 3 days a week. Today was a rap-out day. So on Friday we had our finale, and we had a rap party, and I'll give you a little spiel, because I guess I probably won't do a full ramble about it unless you really want me to, and I could go more into depth about the last day. But we had a rap party. We found out who the winner Masked Singer was, and Jenny gave me a really nice note along with her son, she basically said that I was the best PA she's ever had. It was very sweet. She gave me a really good gift card, and yeah, she was just really, really wonderful. I hope if you ever have the opportunity to meet her, I just give her a lot of love. She's so humble and down to earth and funny, and a great mother, really cares for her son, and very just a really beautiful human. And you know, I think a lot of people are like that, but not always in the industry. It's hard to get that, and I feel very blessed I got that, to see that side of her. And I don't know how much of an impact I made on her, but that's up to God's interpretation and the universe. And you know, I just feel very grateful. I felt like I was supposed to meet her and stuff. It was very good. So we had a wrap party for, get this, the wrap party was really dumb. It was from 9:30 to 1, and we got off our show, like, wrapped out at midnight, so we only had an hour. It was sick, though. It was, in your catering section, it was like an open bar, they had photos, they had a taco truck, which I didn't get because it was closed, but, you know, it was cool. And then, yeah, we had a day off, and then today, we went back, and today was cool, because we got to, like, officially say goodbye, but we wrapped out. So basically, like, we took everything out of the rooms, you know, took all the food away, like, anything that we had set up, like, food, appliances, everything. We just kind of, like, packaged everything up that we could keep for next season, and then we got rid of everything we don't need. So I brought home tons of food, lots of chips. I brought home champagne. I brought home, like, a lot of stuff today, so it was very fun, and it was only 6 hours, and I get paid for the full 12 hours, which is great. So good day. But yeah, let me think, any big surprises. I think my favorite thing about working on this show was when you're working on a team, we all are different people. You know, there's some people that are really young, some people really old. Not old, like maybe 30, and like 21-year-olds. I'm in the middle. It made me realize that a really good team, which I thought I was really on, is what they do really well is we all complement each other on our strengths. We ignore each other's weaknesses, and we fill in each other. So it's like, if my weakness is something, like I get tired or I won't be moving as much, someone who has that strength will fill in and do that. Versus for me, if my strength was talking to strangers or facilitating Jay's son or like whatever it is, I could take that on. And it made me realize, like, I was watching today, I was like, okay, when I'm feeling tired, my coworkers will fill in, and like some of them are really good at it's really simple stuff, but it's like handwriting notes or signs. I'm good at driving the golf cart. We all have all these really good strengths that we allow each other to use to fill in the gaps, and that's what I realized made a really good team. I learned that sometimes the best blessings in jobs are the people you meet, and sometimes the things that you think are going to be work or a hindrance turn out to be the biggest blessing of all. So for instance, like I was saying, not that I thought it was a hindrance, but it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to spend some time doing this, was hanging out with Jenny's son, you know, because I was like, so I was like, okay, if we're doing this the first day, I'll be doing this for the rest of the gig. And I learned to just love it. You know, because initially, during that time, I was not doing anything, so I was like, oh, I could be doing nothing. But like I said, I feel like I learned a lot from him. It reinvigorated, like, passion and just perspective on what we're doing. It's always really good to surround yourself with people that are really actively happy for what you're doing, where you are, positive energy, and it was just great. And I really loved this job too, because it came at a time, I don't know if you've ever done this, it was a job that I felt like I fell into that wasn't necessarily my career. It's a job that I was like, oh, I'm gonna take the job because I want money, and like, it'll be a cool experience. I've never done it before, but there wasn't the stakes of, hey, I need to get hired again. There's not the stakes of, is this job going to be the thing I'm doing for the rest of my life? I know the answer is no. I basically took this as a really cool opportunity. My friend from high school brought me on, and I was basically like, I need the money, but I also was like, this is new, and I would love to see what she's like in her work environment, and I also want to prove her right. I want to make her proud. I want to be like, yeah, she recommended me, and I want to make her name good. You know, like people are like, oh, like she recommended this guy, and he was great. So and that reflects really highly on her. That's kind of what this gig was to me. I was like, let me prove, you know, that when people put my name out there for gigs, I'm gonna give them really good, you know, feedback or acknowledgement or, you know, credibility. And it was nice. My boss wrote a letter that said, I'm so happy that my friend, you know, recommended me and stuff. It was very sweet. Yeah. I think the people, that's my favorite thing. And, you know, this show is ridiculous. It is crazy. It's a show that you would, like, I never watched, and I was always like, this feels like a very futuristic show. I can't believe this is a thing. It is Fox's most watched show, and it's actually really fun. You should totally watch it. But it made me realize, like, how the show's ridiculous. It's hard to take it seriously sometimes because of that. I think working on it, everyone wanted to be there. I've never been on a set where everyone really wanted to be there and enjoy it so much. And I think that's due to Jenny's son too. I think he was such a help. What a blessing. It was so cute too. Him, Jenny's son, you know, he had one more day in LA, and he, I think he has autism. He's on the spectrum a little bit. So, and I was like, I knew he was gonna be doing stuff with his dad and everything, but I was like, hey, if you have the day off and you wanna like visit me at my coffee shop, here it is. And he surprised me with his dad, and they came, and we got a photo, and it made my day, and just re-solidified, like, that we're actual friends, and I'm just very proud of him. So much love goes to him. He makes the world so much better, and I just hope you get to experience something like that, you know. At first, it might feel a little off, where you're like, oh, this person's a little different. It's not the normal way to convey or talk to someone, you know what I mean, right? Like, it's not, you're like, okay, we're gonna, like, how do we discuss this? But the beautiful thing about that is when you hang around those people, it makes you present. It makes you really value what they're saying and talk about cool stuff. Like, you're talking about things that, like, you're either you take for granted or that you just never think about to talk about. And it just made me way more present in the job, and it was very fun, and he was great. Like, whenever we saw each other throughout set or at night or whatever, he would always be like, hi. He would, like, yell my name, and I would yell him back, and we'd give each other hugs, and it was just so, it was really good. I thank God and the universe for just bringing that into my life. I feel so grateful. It is insane how grateful I feel. Honestly, a blessing. I could get emotional about it. I am getting emotional about it. It was literally one of the best experiences of my life during a year that's been extra hard. So, thank you. Yeah. I hope, like, you know, not all these videos aren't supposed to be preachy, although sometimes I know they come off like that, and I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, I think it's all about sharing, talking about life, and, you know, seeing what we can extrapolate, and, like, hopefully this brings you peace, or this is helping you think about something in your life, you know. But I just hope it also shows that, you know, it's a reminder that if you're going through something really hard right now, feel it. It sucks. I know it sucks. I really do. But it's opening up something for you that you can't really imagine yet. You won't know until afterwards what, not like why it happened. I don't know if there's always like a why, but there's always something that's growing. Think of it like a seed's being planted, and there's going to be an opportunity or an experience for you that will just feel right, and you hopefully will feel blessed to have done it. I don't know, you know, if you are spiritual. faith in something, because it's, oh my gosh, the blessing for this year for me has been, the writer's strike, changing jobs, my sister, like, growing apart from friends, growing apart from family, reconnecting. It has made me so vulnerable in a way that I didn't know what to reach for. I didn't know how to control. I didn't know what to go for. And I turned to the universe or God, and I started praying again. And I don't know why I feel so reluctant to share this with you guys, because there's so much stigma around religion and all of that, and I understand why, especially being a part of the queer community. I get it. But with everything, there's always goods and bads, and I just want you to know that there's something really important and magical and fulfilling about having faith and giving your problems away. Saying, hey God, or the universe, whatever you want to say, but in this case I'll say God, being like, hey God, I don't know what this means, I don't know what I'm going to do, please show me the sign, you're going to make it obvious to me what to do, I'm just going to give it to you, and here you go, and I'm just going to let it go. I do that before bed sometimes, and I was doing that through doing this year, and I was like, I don't know what's happening, please give me a sign, I'm giving it all to you, I can't take this. And I would feel so much better, and things would crystallize. Surprisingly, things would become more clear. Opportunities would be open. So, if you're having a really hard go, just give it a go. I know it sounds cheesy. I know it can feel weird to be like praying to something, but I want you to give it a go. That's all I'm basically saying. Please try it. And there's no right way or wrong way to do it. Just give it a go, see what it does for you. I think life, okay, yeah, the ramble can end here, but if you want to stay, I'm just going to kind of ramble more, I guess, about my ideology, but I think life is worth having faith in something. It's worth, you're not meant to hold on to everything, you're not meant to feel like you're supposed to control everything, and I think our society and the world we live in now, there's so much autonomy that it makes you feel like you're supposed to control everything. It's almost like you feel like your story is up for your control. If you're not succeeding, it's your fault. If you are succeeding, it is because of you. That's not the truth of any of the universe or God or life. There's so many things out of your control. And all that really matters is that you're doing your best at the end of the day. And doing your best is going to look different every day. But you are strong, you're powerful, you're smart. You have everything inside you. And if you can just let all of that go, all the things you won't necessarily want to happen, give it to God, give it to the universe. Literally be like, hey, I want this, and this. Please help me. And then let it go. And then have faith. Faith is so important that it will happen. And this year taught me that, and I don't know, so if you believe in that, that's amazing, and if you don't, it's okay, but when you have those moments where everything feels right, where you're not second guessing why you're anywhere, that's what this job was for me, and I feel very blessed. So yeah, that's my ramble about the gig. Kind of like another work ramble. Let me know in the comments if there's any questions you have. What was your favorite part of this story? Do you relate to any of this? Is all this new? And if you made it this far, please leave an emoji of, what is it going to be? A sunset emoji, and I will give you extra love, because kudos to you for making it through. It means the world to me. And if you like this video, I encourage you to just click that join button down below as well. Consider joining the Hive. We're kind of a small YouTube channel, but we're trying to grow into this really beautiful collective of people, and I think you'll like it down there, and it's just the price of a coffee, and it really helps basically just really helps me to make these videos, to share, so these videos can reach more people. And yeah, it's there for whenever you want it, no pressure, but just know it's there. You also get to be a bee and you get to grow. It's so cute. Okay, I'll stop. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Join the hive. Join Nick's Ramble ASMR. I gotta figure